Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms. We're out here today to lament the Oklahoma loss to Oklahoma State, which should never happen. It was the officials, right, Billy?
No, actually it wasn't.
We're gonna blame the officials. Oh,
That was a horrible call at the end of it.
there's really only room for one university in Oklahoma, if that. Maybe none, in my opinion. But
Pretty sure it's 90, 19, and 6 all time or something like that.
that's a pretty good record, but I don't focus on the 90. What happened in the 19?
Well, a blind squirrel finds a nut.
All right, lesson of the day, blind squirrel finds a nut. Get one for the couple. Just forward like you go. I can't really cut these down. We need a deep well socket, but instead we're going to use a wrench. Hey, this won't go, Billy. This won't drill any deeper. I think it's hitting something.
Yeah. That was the conclusion I came to.
Great minds think alike, and so do ours. The last day we worked on standing up arches, we got 3 arches. We got a routine for how to assemble them and stand them up. But the most time-consuming part was going all the way along the arch, tightening up the bolts that hold the 2 arches together. And the system we had, there was no way to do that faster because we only had one way to reach the top. And that was the hay wagon with the scaffolding on it. And that was kind of cumbersome to move, and we would have to move it all the way down. If we were over halfway done, I'd say let's just continue cranking it out. But after all the days we've spent on this, we are 20% of the way done standing up arches. So there's still an opportunity to improve our setup. So we've spent the first 3 hours today putting together a new scaffolding and changing the way we're doing our ladders and trying to make this quicker. So today may not be the most productive day we've had, but I think it's going to set us up to maybe get 5 arches in a day next weekend instead of 3.
Waiting on Brock.
Story of my life. Ready, ho! I didn't realize it yet at this point, but I think we really figured out something that's going to speed us up a lot in future build days. And I'll kind of give you a preview of that here in a minute, but it needs a little bit of refining still.
Or whenever we get up there, I'm going to have to find that 12 footer so I can get back up underneath it and push.
That would have a notch in it.
Feel safe up there?
Nope.
It's like it's wobbling an awful lot.
Yep.
What you got? Nope. Yep.
I guess we're going to do it anyway. You were the weakest link last time, Gage. Yours needs squeezed in and up against that other one. Squeeze it in if you can so it's up against the last arch. Lifting the weight of these arches is not difficult. honestly, I can lift the weight by myself from the middle. The difficulty is just holding the ends still. And I've been struggling to figure out a good way to hold those ends still. And a helpful comment from a viewer has led us down the right path on that. You can see my son on the left is having a hard time keeping his end held in place. So this will be the last time we do it this way without more support on that side.
Let it fall off, dude. It's fine.
Let it fall, let it fall. Just hold it.
We gotta wait a second. We gotta wait for him to get it up over that.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this middle?
Grab the meat. You gotta clean out a little. There you go.
We need a pressure on that side and up high enough. It just needs to push over.
I think you can probably just push on it.
Yeah. Okay. Take it over here now. Try to lift all that over. Yeah, we're on there.
Perfectly line up, did it?
It's pretty close. Most of those are close. Go. Get half of them in and then we'll have to adjust. I can get about 4. Okay. Doesn't work that way. So we're getting a pretty good routine of standing up arches. The only problem we still have is sometimes the ends want to get a little too wide or fall off here. We were thinking if we had a pivot point right here that we could bolt an arch to, that would take all that struggle out of it, because actually lifting is not that hard. So we've got something makeshift here with just some boards that are held onto the block wall with Tapcons, and we have a bolt here. We're going to test out a pivot point, and if this works, we'll probably try to come up with a little bit more solid version of this.
Oh. Oh. Unnecessary groan. Is this thing on?
Yes.
It's unnecessary groans.
Recliner noises.
Yeah, like yesterday I said, it's been really great working with Brock. That was sarcasm.
Hey.
Alright, tell me when you got it, and I'm going to get my board.
Why are you holding that up?
Yeah.
Over here.
You got it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
The irony. Can you put that back up or not? Hold on. Keep it there. Let's stand the arch up. All right. Okay. Now. Now this one bolt is taking half the weight of an
So what it did that time was just push mine away.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. We should probably do 2 of them then. The left side had been the problem area. And once we set up a pivot point over there, we didn't have a problem with the left side, but there was more pressure on the right side, and that side ended up coming off the block wall. So I think putting 2 pivot points that are a little bit stronger is going to make this a lot easier. And I'll show you how I intend to set that up in one of the upcoming videos. I honestly believe we are getting closer every day to making this a smooth operation. So hopefully by the end I can display a system that's actually effective. Once the arch is stood up, it takes 2 people about an hour to finish putting in the bolts. And I think we're going to be able to have 4 people putting in bolts, and might be able to cut this down to an hour or at most an hour and a half per arch. We were originally spending 2.5 to 3 hours per arch. Alright, so today wasn't as productive as the last day, because last time we got 3 arches, today we only got 2. But I feel like it was productive in some other ways. Using this scaffolding is better than what we were doing before. We figured out a way to pivot the arches on a fixed point on the sides. That's better than what we were doing before. I think we've improved our routine enough that the next day we work, we're going to get definitely more than 3. I'm thinking 4, maybe 5 arches the next day. So I put it out there, now it needs to happen, right? I appreciate you taking time to watch. You'll see more of our videos right here, and I'll see you next time.